name's Alistair Baird from the Darkroom in Cheltenham, and today I'd like to talk about our digital print services, and this is one of the workstations for that. But before I do that, I'd like to throw some questions in the air about what it is that you expect from a professional laboratory. After all, I could claim that our whites are whiter and our blacks are blacker, and that we use the very latest technology, which we do, but isn't that what you expect from any laboratory? What would make the difference to me as a customer is how I would treat it. So if I bring in an order, do they ask if they're going into a frame or if I have mounts cut? Perhaps that would affect whether gloss or matte finish prints were more suitable. Or if I bring in a folder for 12 by 16 inch prints, but inadvertently include a thumbnail file in the mix, does anyone contact me to let me know? Every order should be great, but occasionally some may not be quite right, so are they able to talk through where the problem may lie? Perhaps I used a laptop for some of the editing. I'd certainly like to be able to talk to the person doing the actual prints, because their feedback's always invaluable. We become a second pair of eyes for your work, and at the Darkroom we like to be able to build a working relationship with our clients, even if we've never met because they're at the other end of the country. So ask yourself if you're getting that kind of service, and if you find a laboratory that's giving you great quality prints, delivered on time, but has that helpful attitude, then stick with them. Well, having given you that common sense buying advice, let's have a look at how we go about getting the very best prints out of the files that you provide. I mentioned technology, and this is it, the Noritsu Green 2. Noritsu have been making prints machines since the 1960s, and what we have today derives from all those years of experience. The most important part of its design is this, the interface where we assess and correct each image. By viewing 6 images at a time, we can place each image in context and see how it fits with the overall order. Usually only small adjustments are necessary, fine-tuning if you like. If you work with software such as Photoshop or Lightroom, you'll already have prepared and cropped your images in advance, but many of our customers don't. So we can respond to requests to crop images without having to open up one of those software packages. Here's a simple cropping operation. You may have seen this image of the dog in our video about the online shop. That done, each image is adjusted, a little yellow added here, or a fraction more density. Another option is to convert to black and white, without losing anything of the character of the original image. Then a touch of density lifted here, and some red, before a final review and committing to print. A common issue we see with orders is the conflict between the print size requested and the format of the actual file. Let me show you what I mean in the next section. This order is for 8 by 12 inch prints, and here's the usual panel of 6 images that gives us the context for the order. But this one in the bottom left has a yellow box around it, and that's sort of highlighting that it needs some extra attention. So if I double click here, then enlarged up I can see that this shape of picture doesn't fit the 8 by 12 proportions. So the options are either I can adjust this crop to take out anything I don't want, whatever might make sense there, or else I can just take the whole image smaller by adjusting the enlargement, which if I can just grab that. There we are, and that's taking the image smaller within the 8 by 12 inch print size. So when this is printed, there'll be white on either side, but at least nothing has been cropped from the original. So OK to that. And the other images all look fine. This one on the end here that's on its side, don't worry about. We're quite used to seeing pictures upside down and on their side. So everything there looks good, and we'll have a look at the prints in just a moment, but I'll press start now. So here's that print that was a mismatch on sizing. So this is with it cropped, and over here was that second version and you can see it's just got that a bit more detail at the bottom here. So they're both a bit of a compromise, simply because the original image is not quite the right shape, but hopefully one of those can provide you with a solution. And if you're going through the online shop, you'll find that you can make that decision at the time you place the order. Now, we've shown images being individually adjusted, and that's how we normally operate. But if you'd prefer us to make no adjustments at all, then that's an option too, just ask. Indeed, for any special instructions, say over the final print size, just make a note of it. There's room on the online shop to do that, or you could drop us an email. We do our best to get your prints right first time. It's in both our interests after all. But if your order is not quite as you intended, then please let us know, because then at least we have a chance of putting it right. Well, if you've got any questions about this service, or if we can answer any queries about digital print in general, then pop something in the comments below. The next video will be about film scanning, putting analog into digital, so that should be interesting and should be out in a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, thanks for watching.